They practiced this morning. Picture day or practice?
We practiced, and then we come in on two wheels. So I appreciate Gunnersville filling our spot for us.
Coach Brandon Lyles and the Douglas Eagles. Coach Lyles beginning his 6th year at his alma mater. Coach, I know the players are going to introduce themselves, and after they introduce themselves, would you make some opening comments for us?
Yes, sir. We'll start from this side.
My name's Carson Dowdy. I'm a senior, and I play linebacker.
My name's Tristan Hall. I'm a senior, and I play guard.
My name is Miles Mahan. I'm going into my senior year, and I play center.
All right, just opening comments. Once again, we appreciate you guys doing this. This is just to be able to represent our community, our school, and having new faces year in and year out for us is good to get exposure for these guys. As far as just looking on to the season, our summer has been really good. I know that's the cliche everybody wants to say, but we've had to replace a ton of skill guys. It's a unique situation for us. We have 4 starters coming back on the O-line. So we're very veteran up front. But as far as skill guys go, we've lost a ton of guys that had a lot of experience. So you're going to see a bunch of sophomore skill and a couple juniors sprinkled in there skill-wise on both sides of the ball. And so it'll be unique. But I'm excited. These kids are eager. And the younger guys have been competitive coming up their whole life. And I feel like they'll step up and be able to help us this year.
Coach, you talked about the numbers that you lost as starters. How many starters coming back that has experience, maybe in different positions, but how many do you have coming back?
On offense, we've got 5, maybe 6. You know, there's maybe 6 that started towards the end of the year. On defense, there's probably 3 or 4 that started at some point last year. So, again, a lot of youth, especially on defense. We're going to be young, but, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I go back to my first year where I had 2 seniors, and they stood over there beside me a lot of times. So I'm not, you know, foreign to having to play young guys and just get them thrown in the fire.
Could you talk about what you've done this summer, the improvements you've seen in the team this summer going into fall practice?
Right. Well, it always starts in the weight room. You know, you get kids that come out. Sometimes they may not come out at a young age, and you have to get them to buy into the weight room. I've been fortunate enough to be here for a while that, you know, our younger guys got started, and they've just kind of built and got stronger. And you see senior leadership stepping up. They've been in the weight room. And then you go into 7-on-7s and OTAs, you know, kind of everybody's doing that. And it's been good for us. We've been able to compete well, had a good summer. But, you know, I know these guys, especially these linemen, are looking forward to getting out there and playing real football.
This is for the guys here. I know y'all have been playing football for Douglas for a long time and part of that community. And what does it mean personally to you? You know, I know y'all were selected to be here today. What does it mean personally to be able to play for Coach? What does that mean to you?
It means like he's just relying on us as much as we rely on him out there being a coach, as in like he just wants us to be leaders out there and just step up.
It feels like an honor, I guess, because Coach Lyles has been a great person for the last 5 years that I've known him, and he's a great coach, and I feel and that's the person I'd want to be behind as a great coach instead of a selfish coach that wants to just keep on doing stuff.
You know, I'm honored. I've known Coach Lyles my whole life, and I'm honored.
This will be for the players as well, and I know at some point expectations or goals will probably be asked of you, but just looking over team history, what would it mean for you guys to be able to be the first class to lead Douglas to a playoff win? Douglas has only been in the playoffs 3 times. What would it mean for you guys specifically to be that class that says we're going to not only take that next step, we're going to bring something and make history here at Douglas?
It meant a lot for the community. Like, we have a great community out in Douglas. Every home game they show up. So I feel like I'd really just want to do it for them.
It meant a lot for everybody, the whole school, the community, and us, because the last time we went to the playoffs is our 8th grade year, and we haven't been back since, but we're making our way back.
Just like Tristan said, it's been a while, and it means a lot.
Hey, Brandon, good to see you, man. I just want to piggyback on what Trisha just said about the playoffs. It's almost like this program is so close to kind of making their way within the region. But walk us through just how difficult the region is, arguably one of the toughest in North Alabama and the state, but just how difficult it is just to get region wins to try to punch your ticket to the playoffs.
Right. We have great teams in our region, great coaches in our region. There is no show up and just play. And that's across just our schedule in particular. You know, we've got Geraldine on the back end who made the playoffs. We've got Susan Moore on the front end who made the playoffs. I think 6 of the teams that we play made the playoffs. A couple of them made a run. So there is no just easy go out there and show up. And we've got to be as good as we can schematically. And so we can get these kids just go out there and play. And it's tough, you know, and our goal is to get in the playoffs. That's your goal every time you get out here. We were fortunate enough to do it my second year, and I know these kids were talking about they were in 8th grade, and that's a goal for them. It's a goal for me as well, trying to get, you know, one of those top 4 spots to get in.
This question for the players, and then Coach, maybe you can go after them. After working out this summer, you've worked out with your teammates this summer. Talk about what you think your improvements have been and maybe the strengths of this year's Douglas team will be.
Coming out this summer, you know, with us having a pretty young skill base, I mean, you're going to be nervous, but at the same time, I feel like our improvements have came a long way, and I'm pretty confident now that our O-line can lead us to wins. But I also have faith in that younger group. I mean, they've been in the fire as long as we have, so I'm pretty confident.
You know, I've seen a lot of improvement from the skills wise from the first day that we've went out there, and I know that the 7-on-7s and the OTAs have helped us improve a lot. And I feel like we have a really good skill group and a good O-line group and everything.
We've improved a lot, and we're ready.
Just to piggyback on these guys, you know, those younger guys, I guess you could say they're experienced on the younger level, but, you know, you never know until they get out here and get some varsity experience. But like they've had success their whole life. You got to hope that it kind of translates and starts getting there. But some of those guys, I think there's 4 or 5 of them that have played since they were 8th and 9th grade. So they've gotten that experience. But now you're looking at a lot of sophomores that's going to have to step up and help us. And then even some of the juniors kind of have waited their turn. You know, we lost 24 seniors. And so there's a lot of them that's waited their turn but have been, you know, kind of behind these guys. And I feel like they've really improved this summer.
To kind of piggyback off what Coach said about some of those young guys, sophomores and maybe freshmen stepping up, guys, maybe 1 or 2 guys, those young guys that's maybe impressed you with their work ethic this summer, and you can see where they're going to get a lot of playing time for the team this fall.
Like the players that
Like players, yes.
I mean, with them coming off being undefeated in both of their middle school years, I mean, with them coming up, I mean, Judson Murray and Trey Crenshaw, they're up there. They seem like they've been out there for a while, but a lot of them are. Like another one, Baker Lyles, he's been in the fire. He had, like, what was it, like top 3 in solo tackles last year, and he's going to be good coming back.
Like Miles said, and all them players have, I've seen them improve. I've seen them go out there and give their every living best that they possibly can do. And I believe that they're going to be good for us for the next 2 years that they have.
I want to recognize Trish Patel and Baker. They've really been putting in work this summer, and I'm proud of them.
Coach, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, there's several guys. Keelan Green, he started as an 8th grader at wide receiver. He's kind of put on weight. I think he's 180 pounds now. We've moved him to tailback. A very speed guy. As far as the quarterback position goes, Chris Patel and Baker Lyles will both be getting reps there. I feel good about both those guys. They complement each other, and they're very unselfish kids. They both do stuff well, and, you know, like they said, Baker will have to play a lot of defense for us. So I feel good about both those kids, and I feel like the team understands that. Maddox Duval, another sophomore that's going to be able to help us. Bryce Hadley. There's several of those younger guys that's been in the fire that at a young age that we feel good about.
Guys, I've asked this question to other groups that have came through. I want to ask it to you guys. As a team, can you talk about team goals that you have for this season for the Douglas Eagles, and maybe if you've set individual goals for yourself on things that you'd like to accomplish this year?
My personal goal would probably just be to be better, to be more better than I was yesterday, to just improve every day. And that's what Coach Lyles has been doing us all summer. And I think as a team goal, we all have our eyes on the playoffs.
I feel like my personal goal is to get better and better every day, get stronger and faster, and then as a team goal, I'd say get back to the playoffs. And
For me, a personal goal would be to be a better leader, and then for a team goal, definitely get back in the playoffs.
And Coach, before we let you go, you want to talk about your staff this year? Have you added anyone to your staff? What about your staff, coaching staff this year?
Yeah, Coach Chris Condy came over from Sylvania. Is going to be helping us on the D-line and helping us with the defense. And then Coach Kyle Redmond was helping with baseball. He's jumped over to help us, too. He's going to be helping with the defensive backs and receivers. I feel good about those two guys. Bring a lot of energy, a lot of youth. The rest of them pretty much intact. And I feel good about all those guys that, I've always said this, I've got several guys that are Douglas guys, and that has helped me kind of keep them together. So it's not a constant revolving door up there. And I expect leadership from them. And then I go back to piggybacking off of these seniors. I'm going to need these seniors to step up as well. I know we've talked about these youth a lot today, but I'm going to need these seniors to step up and be the leaders I know that they can be for us.
Coach, one last question. Your expectations and maybe goals that the staff has for this year's football team?
Right. It's always trying to get in the playoffs, take one game at a time. Like I said earlier, there's nobody on your schedule that you can just take it easy on. We've got to be as prepared as we can be. Kids got to be locked in. The coaches got to be locked in. We play White Plains on a fall jamboree at our place, the 15th. And that gives us an opportunity to see where we are. And then we have the bye week, and we jump right into Susanmore. And like I said, Susanmore, they're kind of a young group too, and they've got some guys that they made the playoffs last year, so we're going to have to be ready for them.
Any other questions for the Douglas Eagles? All right, Coach. Thanks for being here. Thanks, guys, for being with us, and good luck this year.
Thank you.